Good evening, it is Matt Rogers. It is now the 22nd of February 2025. With this video I'm going to speak about the observations of Planet X Nibiru in the coming cataclysms. See, in the scientific community, a long time ago, they pointed a telescope IRAS in infrared to the further reaches of our solar system, beyond Neptune and Uranus. And they found something huge, folks, a mysterious body, and the information just vanished. See, I'm going to speak about the cycle of the history of Nibiru, Planet X, and the findings. After the discovery of Pluto in 1930, astronomers soon noted earlier theories regarding the hypothetical influences of such a planet on the orbits of planets Uranus and Neptune were not validated by the existence of only one Pluto. So eventually, in the 1970s, after computers were becoming a commonplace, a computer-generated model of Planet X, as it was called, was created. It was determined that a planet would have to be at least 5 times bigger than that of planet Earth. They also calculated the length and shape and the orbit around the Sun, as well as a number of years necessary to complete such an orbit. In 1983, with NASA Corporation of the group of astronomers begin the comprehensive survey of the sky with the astronomical satellite IRAS. In fall of that year, IRAS discovered several moving objects in the vicinity of the solar system, included 5 unknown, previously comets and a few lost comets, 4 new asteroids, and also a comet-like object like a planet. The headline reads, "Giant object mystifies astronomers," and the mysterious body found in space. In the Washington Post was a headline of a story, "At Solar System's Edge, a giant object in mystery." A heavenly body as large as giant planet Jupiter and possibly so close to Earth that it would be part of our solar system has been found in the direction of the constellation Orion by the orbiting telescope called IRAS. So mysterious is the object that astronomers do not know if it is a planet, a giant comet, a protostar that never got hot enough to become a star, a distant galaxy so young that it's still in the process of forming the first stars, or a galaxy shrouded by dust that none of the light of its cast in stars ever got through. All I can tell you now, folks, is that they do not know what it is at that point in time. The United States government squashed the story immediately for some certain reason, top secret reason. The government doesn't want to alarm the panic of the general public to disclose of its discovery. See, when you think about it, why would they do that? Because a race of super beings inhabit the planet. A common knowledge of this fact would have been people screaming in the streets to listen to this story. Long ago, approximately 500,000 years back, into the past, our planet Earth, Tiamat, was quite a different place than it is of today. To classify the point of a planet, original name is Tiamat. See again, folks, 500,000 years ago, Tiamat was not located in space where it is of today. The orbiting farther out from the Sun, in between the orbits of Mars and Jupiter. Mars was orbiting the distant star closer to the Sun than now, that was back then quite habitable, with the temperature, climate and liquid water. This fact has been verified by numerous scientific communities, and also those groups do not acknowledge that the fact that Mars has a different orbital pattern than it is today. Established groups do not accept that this clearly of the evolution of this solar system, at least not publicly. Then going back to the information about Tiamat, Tiamat's system was closer to the Sun, and also the star Sirius, as the ancient Egyptians called it. The solar system and the Sirius planetary system are part of the unit. The two systems are gravitationally connected to one another, a new fact that it's now beginning to gain widespread information from the scientific community. The Sirian Regional System. As new research revolves around the center of this galactic area, the Pleiades, this is what they call it, the greater sector revolves around the galactic center in the direction of the stars Sagittarius, once every 200 billion years or so. What is so significant about the present day? In this certain great cycle related to the orbital alignments with the Pleiades, and also between this of the galactic center starting to repeat themselves, and there's nothing they can do about it. This is happening now. It really is, folks. Prepare for the unexpected. The great cycle shall be in full swing in also the date of 2030. So indeed, mark your calendars, folks. Okay, so continuing this broadcast as well by showing you some astronomical pictures as well using the telescope. Early hours of the morning on a sunrise, we picked up some very strange phenomena. Still we're picking up and noticing as well fireballs. Now these objects again look like size of planets, huge chunks of rock. This is the tip of the iceberg, because indeed what we're seeing here is an observation between the Sun and the Earth, carrying this huge cosmic stalker, a formation again of a huge space rock that looks indeed celestial. With the mechanics as well, we can see and notice flames, also solar flare activity, moving away from this fireball. What is going on? The second photograph speaks volumes. What you're seeing here as well is the same object moving through space, further away from the Sun. But look at the astronomical object as well. Very strange. You notice again this refraction of space debris and space dust. I'm just going to show the photograph and study this, because again, by studying the area view sight of the Sun, these objects are still in space between us and the Sun. Those characteristics are very phenomenal. Again, you can see the celestial mechanics of a huge stellar body. Look at this refraction of light as well, where we can see the flames or some kind of solar flare activity or something that's burning up this huge planet through space. Let me just zoom in as well to pick up the phenomena. Again, when I stated about the pixelation as well, that when we see and point towards the Sun, it's very difficult to capture anything in detail because of the solar flare activity and also the area view sight of the Sun. But again, we're picking up something very huge and celestial on this very video. Folks, this is all we're doing is we're just taking multiple captures as well, using the telescope with the computer, recording the evidence of a huge celestial body. Notice as well, to this area view sight we can see this space debris, but again we can see a fireball. This area view sight, it looks white hot, moving away from the Sun. I mean, how big is this object? The scientific community need to take a look, because we're seeing something very astronomical through our solar system. A large, mysterious body. Could this indeed be the binary towards our Sun, Nemesis? This space capture is very interesting too, because the moment we saw the fireball that was moving away from the Sun, and we can see the activity of white hot areas as well, signatures of heat surrounding the object, and then noticeable as well, moving away from the Sun even more, it looks like it's cooling down, moving through space to the area of the solar system, from the inner solar system heading outwards. I mean, look at the colour and formation. The worrying thought is, as pointing the telescope, it looks like it's directly heading towards us. Could this cause a huge pole shift, because the astronomical size and the formation of the object looks absolutely massive? This is incredible, of seeing this space object. Okay, so continuing to take the photography of the object of interest, which indeed is of today, it is up there. It is out there between the Sun and us, the Earth, folks. These are genuine pictures of something astronomical. Or it could just be a lens flare. Or it could just be some normal activity in the cosmos. But again, it looks very interesting. But indeed as well, you can see these strange orbs or some kind of planetary objects as well that surround the object as well, more noticeable as we can start to see it moving away from the sun, from the solar flares. You can see the planetoids to this area and also this area, rotating around the huge body. Are we noticing again an unknown, mysterious heavenly body that was recorded as well, just like the beginning of the video when I spoke about the mysterious object lurking through space? See folks, with the last video I thought that this object would just disappear into space and everything would just be normal. But the worrying thought is, when we went back to it today, it is still there. The formation of this huge object. Notice again that the formation is carrying space debris and space dust behind it. We could be seeing the Planet X system, or indeed we could be seeing something normal. This is very interesting now, that what we're noticing as well through space with the telescope. Okay, during the formations, by pointing the telescope and recording the evidence of this heavenly body, something moving through space, we captured it a couple of times more as well, and through the sequel of the phenomena of the intruder, we notice this red refraction of light behind it, like a tail. Indeed, this object looks like a comet. Again, a planet with a tail like a comet. Now, indeed, this is very interesting because, again, the captures are very recent, and then bringing up as well Carlos Munoz Ferrada, the Chilean astronomer that spoke about Hercules. Now, Hercules, that he stated as well, that would be seen 40 million kilometers away from the Earth as a flyby, as a crossing. Now, look at the observations in detail. We see the solar flare activity. We notice stars. We can see that this object is very, very hot. Indeed, you can see just to the right hand side, it is glowing. It looks like a planet. The observations are showing something very important. Indeed, was Carlos Munoz Ferrada, the Chilean astronomer, very right in saying about the phenomena of Hercules? See, many people saw that Nibiru shock image back in 2012 of the object. Again, we notice a huge red apparition behind it as iron oxide spreading through space, and the black object in front of it. But indeed as well now, we're still seeing the red iron oxide, the formation. But again, like I stated on the last video as well, this object looked like it had been spat out from the sun. So it's been affected by our sun. Our sun has been acting up as well through the solar flare activity. But indeed as well, you can see the characteristics, the formation. I'm just going through different pieces of evidence as well, the photography that was taken just a short time ago. Look how the observations of the huge heavenly body shows up this iron oxide, this red refraction of light to the lower half on this side and also to the upper area of the formation. What is going on, folks? Again, are we observing something of interest in the Planet X Nibiru community? Gradually you can see that the object is just moving through space, but increasingly we see the red refraction of light just behind it. I mean, in astronomical terms, how long is this tail that we can see as well, like the red dragon through space? Very astronomical, very interesting, spectacular pictures. I would like to show you two more different pictures as well of the formation when it reached through towards where we saw the view side of the sun, the solar flare activity, and like the object that we saw on the earlier video at the beginning of the formation, and then it headed out and become like a white hot object. You can see the astronomical formation of the celestial body. See, again folks, I don't want to worry anybody in our Nibiru Planet X community by showing these captures of 2025. A lot of things are going on down towards Ground Zero now. Reports of many things and sightings. There's been big changes here on Earth. towards again our solar system, but again we could just be seeing apparitions and normality towards space, heavenly bodies that are known towards our solar system. But these incredible captures could be solar flares, but again we can see some dark object just down here as well, moving away from our sun. So please, in our Nibiru Planet X community, if you know what this object is, please send a message below the video. It is so important, because something of the celestial mechanics of the object moved away from our sun. Okay, just before the ending of this video, I'm going to play the actual footage of one clip as well, using that Vixen telescope to show you of the phenomena of the object. Let me just show you this in detail. You can see how it moves through space. This object again is just heading away from the sun into our solar system. Notice as well, when we see the formation of interest, you can see in the background of all the space debris and the iron oxide. Let me just go back. You can see the multiple objects that are with it, fireballs, and also asteroids, comets, meteorites. I'm going to keep my eye out on these observations to seeing this heavenly body, because again, nobody else is talking about it through the media. This is bigger and greater of size than just one small asteroid. Okay folks, thank you so much for watching this broadcast. I'm going to come back to you very shortly with more strange observations through space. Please take care. Kindest regards from your host, Matt Rogers.